In this video, I'm going to tell you the top 9 strategies to know about Instagram while growing your fan base. Instagram is a really good platform to engage with your fans and also find new fans as well. However, there are pitfalls that many artists succumb to that can slow down or even worse, damage your growth. My aim for you with this video is for you to avoid them altogether. Before we dive into these 9 strategies though, make sure you download my ultimate guide to marketing your music. It's completely free and gives you an extremely detailed breakdown of all of the best and most up-to-date methods that you can use and implement to grow your fan base and get traction with your music. These strategies have helped artists go on tour, have #1 singles on iTunes, get tens of thousands of streams within the first few weeks of release, get tons of radio play and so much more. So if that sounds like something you want to hear more about, go to pages.adam-fiasco.com/ultimate marketing guide. The link is in the description below and it's completely free. Okay, so strategy number 1, prime your profile. Within 5 seconds of people visiting your Instagram profile, you need to achieve 3 things. Number 1, tell people who you are and what you do. Number 2, hook them in with a great looking page and visually appealing content. And 3, direct and tell them where they can find out or hear more. You do this by priming your profile. You only get to make a first impression once, so make sure your profile and your bio don't let you down. So let's start with your profile picture. This should be a professional image. If you want to use your logo, then you can if you really want to, but I would always recommend a photo that shows your face. More people will connect with that. Make sure it's clear, not too distant, you're looking good, and people can see you. Next, you should have a well-written, concise bio. The key here is to make it interesting and fun, but also informative. People need to know exactly who you are and what you do, so that they know that they're in the right place. But you also need to get your personality across. This is also a great place to put any notable awards or accolades that you've acquired that people would recognize. Finally, at the end of your bio, there needs to be a clear call to action with a link. Tell people where they can hear more, where they can buy your merch, or why they should sign up to your email list. Linktree is a great tool to use here. Instagram only allows you to put 1 link in your bio. However, it's likely that you'll want to direct your fans to more than one place. Linktree allows you to do that and it's completely free. Alternatively, if you have your own artist website, which I strongly recommend you do, then you can just create your own landing page from that. Here are some examples of Instagram profiles that have a really good, well-primed bio. Check them out. Okay, so strategy number 2, make use of rarely used features. Social media algorithms are getting insanely good at detecting user behavior and tailoring content towards them. It's constantly evolving too. As a result, if you only ever post pictures on Instagram, then you're missing out on a ton of exposure that you would otherwise get from using some of the other features. So rotate your content and aim to use every single feature on offer. One day post a picture, the next post a video, the next post an IGTV video, use carousels, use reels. You get the picture. Carousels are a really good tool to use because you can select up to 10 pictures or videos to put in your carousel, and Instagram will usually put this on people's feed more than once with a different picture on show if they don't interact with it the first time round. Another top tip is to use features regularly when they first come out. The organic reach will be much higher as Instagram tries to establish it as the new thing. This happened when IGTV came out and again with Reels. New features will always get an enhanced organic reach. Okay, strategy number 3 is all about avoiding shadow bans. It used to be the case that you could stick a bunch of well-performing hashtags in your post and that alone was enough to get you a ton of likes, loads of comments and a bunch of new followers. Well, those days are long gone. The algorithm is far more sophisticated now and can detect with remarkable accuracy exactly what the content in your photos and videos is, and crucially, whether or not the hashtags that you put in your post are relevant to the content you are posting. If you aren't posting hashtags that are super relevant to the content in your pictures and videos, then Instagram will detect this as spam and they will suppress the reach of your post. If you do this regularly, then you risk being shadow banned. Shadow banning is when Instagram restricts or hides your content without informing you. And this typically happens when users violate their community guidelines. And when this happens, your content will not appear on any of the hashtag pages, the explore pages, or on anyone's feed unless they follow you. So how can you avoid this? Well, if you post the exact same hashtags with every single post, Instagram will realize this and recognize that your hashtags are probably not well targeted to the content of your post. Even if you paste hashtags in, because you've got them written out on a notes app, Instagram can detect that you have copied and pasted them in and so haven't necessarily included well thought out hashtags. Even this can suppress the reach of your post. So what should you do? Well, ultimately you need to make sure that you've got hashtags that are super relevant to the content you are posting. Also, have a mixture, some that are general and some that are super specific. For example, if you post a picture of your guitar, then you could use the hashtags guitarists or guitarists of Instagram for your general ones, but then maybe something like hashtag Fender Strat for a more specific one. You get the idea. Also, avoid the mega hashtags that are getting millions of views every single day. It's very unlikely that you are going to get noticed or rank on any of those, particularly while your account is still growing. The sweet spot seems to be from around 60,000 to 800,000. But you might need to do some experimenting with this. Also, don't use the same hashtags on every post. This is a big no-no. Sure, you could have some that you use often, but you should have at least 2 or 3 lists and rotate them. Finally, even though it's tempting, don't copy and paste hashtags in from a notes app. A hack for this, if you're on iPhone, is to use the text replacement feature. You can set a short phrase or sequence of letters that will trigger type your most common used hashtags. And crucially, Instagram won't recognize that you have copied and pasted them. I'm sure there's probably a similar feature on Android phones too. Strategy number 4, make your IGTV videos and reels visually more appealing. Where possible, use a custom cover or thumbnail for your videos. Instagram allows you to upload a custom cover for your IGTV videos and reels, and it may include this feature for new things in the future. So where you can, use them. You can create a great looking cover on Canva completely free, and it makes your profile look so much more appealing to viewers. It also lets the Instagram algorithm know that you are using every single feature, even the little ones. Strategy number 5, use highlights. Use story highlights to give people a quick insight into the different things you do, and also make it easy for them to find the content that they are specifically interested in. You could create a highlight for each of your releases, one for your merch, one for silly videos. Use your imagination. A pro tip to make these look neat and professional on your profile is to make sure the first highlight that you upload is the logo or image that you want to appear on your profile. You can delete the story straight away once you've saved it to the relevant highlight if you want, but it will make it look so much better on your profile page. Take a look at these examples of highlights that work really well. Strategy number 6, get engagement through stories. Stories are a fantastic way to get engagement from people on Instagram where there's zero pressure. It's not the end of the world if you make a post asking a question and no one responds or comments or likes it. Just delete it. It does look bad though if you have a lot of these cluttering up your profile where people can see that you've asked a question and no one has engaged or responded. However, stories are a great way to avoid this because they disappear after 24 hours, and also no one can see the responses unless you repost them. So use stories as a place to test new ideas and work out what content resonates most with your audience. You can then use this to inform what you will post on your main profile and also what you could post on other platforms too, such as Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and so on. So let's go through a few story ideas to get you started. Using features such as polls, ask a question, rate, quiz, etc. are all great ways that people can interact with you. You can ask people to vote on 2 songs of which they would prefer to hear you do a live acoustic version of. When designing merch ideas, you could come up with 2 different designs and get people on your story to take a vote. Whichever one comes out on top, that's the one that you get designed. They're then much more likely to buy it when you release it if they've had a say in the process. Strategy number 7, follow and engage with similar accounts to yours. This is something that many artists overlook. You should aim to follow a bunch of new accounts every single day. These should either be accounts that are similar to what you do, for example, bands and artists in your genre, or accounts that are relevant to what you do. For example, band videographers, band photographers, radio presenters and DJs. Even radio stations that play your kind of music, music blogs, or even just people that are really active on Instagram that take an interest in your kind of music. When you follow these accounts, however, avoid at all costs commenting or sending them a DM asking them to do something for you, like check out your music. That just comes off as selfish, and honestly, it just serves to piss people off. Instead, go through some of their recent posts and leave a really well thought out comment, or even better, ask a relevant, genuine question. Keep an eye on these accounts that you follow, and where possible, leave a comment as soon as you can when they make a post, but make sure it is something really well thought out or thought-provoking in some way. As you do this with more and more people, you will see more traffic driving to your account as people see your comment on these other people's posts. And they'll realise that you're either interesting, funny, or just really good and knowledgeable at what you do. And this is where we circle back to strategy number 1, priming your profile. If you did a really good job here, then it's likely the people that visit your profile will follow you when they click through. Strategy number 8, comment on at least 10 posts per day. This is a follow-on to my last point, but make sure you are leaving comments on other people's posts, and not just your friends and family that are not particularly interested in music, people that are relevant to what you do. Instagram is a social media platform designed for human beings to interact and socialize with each other. It's not designed as a place for you to promote your music. However, you can obviously still do that, and if you're clever about the way you go about it, be very successful. But above all, use the platform for its primary purpose, connecting with people. Make sure every single comment that you leave is well thought out. Make it thought-provoking in some way, or funny, or ask a question if it's relevant. The original poster will appreciate the engagement and likely click through to your profile, and again, if you did a good job at priming it, then they will probably follow you too. Also, if it's a fairly popular account, other people will see your comment, and that can drive even more traffic. And finally, strategy number 9, recognize and show appreciation to your fans. This basically means don't be a diva. You should aim to respond to every single comment that you get. And this also applies to other platforms too, including Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. No artist, no matter how big, is above talking to their fans. And thinking that you don't need to do this is 100% a toxic mindset that will hold you back. Unless you're getting hundreds or thousands of comments on every single post, then there's no reason that you can't respond to every single one of them. Even if you do get hundreds of comments on every post, which is incredible, you should aim to respond to as many of them as you possibly can. Your fans will appreciate you for it, which will lead to more engagement in the future, not to mention more streams, more merch sales, and more ticket sales to your live shows. And it also boosts your reach on Instagram, as every time you reply to the comment and they reply back and you reply again, that just makes your post seem more engaging, and Instagram will put it further up in people's feeds. So Instagram is undoubtedly an amazing, powerful tool that can help you get traction with your music and grow your fan base. However, it shouldn't be your only focus. My ultimate guide to marketing your music is incredibly in-depth and gives you a holistic approach of things that you should be doing. It also has a full section on how you can identify exactly who your target audience is. This will help ensure that you are creating the very best content that will resonate, boost your engagement, and ultimately get more fans. So if this sounds like something that you want to learn more about, then go to pages.adam-fiasco.com/ultimate marketing guide. The link is in the description below and it's completely free. Thanks for watching. See you soon.